Hello, this is Miriam Laufer from the Montgomery College Germantown Writing, Reading, and Language Center, and I'm here to talk to you about citations, specifically for your lab report. First of all, why do we use references, which is another word for citations? Of course, the big one. Avoid plagiarism. All of your MC biology and all of your MC professors want you to give credit where credit is due. But also, to demonstrate background knowledge, to show that you've actually done reading on the topic and are not just making it up. And of course, to show your professor that you can follow directions. As you'll notice in the cartoon, plagiarism is a serious issue. You may not end up in jail, but you could get a 0 on an assignment, or if you plagiarize for a second time, you could get a 0 in your course. General rules for references pages, and this applies for all types of citations and references. Usually, the citation style wants to know who, when, what, where. Or in other words, who wrote it, when was it published, what's the title, and if you're using an internet source, where is it located? So what's the URL of the website, or what database did you get it from? And if there is a DOI, or Digital Object Identifier, you want to include that as well. Here's some information about references specifically in the sciences. Now, references in the sciences include different styles for chemistry, physics, microbiology, etc. There are even different styles for individual publications, like Science Magazine. Whatever your professor's guidelines are, follow them. Here are some examples of different references in the sciences. As you can see, there's American Chemical Society, American Institute of Physics, and so on. We're going to talk specifically about CSE, or Council of Science Editors style, which is typically used for biology classes. Now, for references in the sciences, there are 3 basic reference or citation styles. First, an alphabetical reference list, like MLA, which you may have used in an English class, or like APA, which you may use in an English or psychology class. A numerical reference list, which includes most scientific styles. And then there's also footnotes, like Chicago style, but typically you won't have to deal with that in the sciences. Here's an example of a CSE reference list. So as you can see, it begins with the author, and then the title, and then goes on to include the year and information about the publication. Now, you'll notice that what sets references in the sciences apart is they're numerical, or they're in the order that they were included in your paper, and they're numbered. And we'll get to how that looks in the in-text citations in a moment. So numerical in-text references look like this. This is a sample CSE paper from Bedford St. Martin's. As you can see, there are just superscript numbers in the text, but those numbers correspond to the references in the cited references at the end of your paper. If you have any more questions about any of this, please feel free to talk to Miriam Laufer in the GTWRL Center, HS 150, or to email me, or talk to Chris Verdak, STEM librarian. He's located in HS 133, and his email is christopher.verdak@montgomerycollege.edu. Thank you for listening.